This is the second part to the Black Ships updates. I'm going to talk about the newer ships that's going to be here. I've bought one other ship that's pretty good right at the start with 49 capacity. It's a steamship. However, even without upgrading, it's still vastly superior than the warships in my fleet that sell like 30 cargo. So this 19 extra capacity is pretty good. The other was a recent patch where they add a one-line note about quarry and foundry. And those were not small changes. What they did was increase the efficiency, which would be the fish to end product conversion, so more efficient, like making more products with the same amounts of fish. I think by roughly from 7% to maybe like 14%, depending on the level of your foundry. So that's great. That's great. You get 17% more, roughly around at a 10%-ish bonus for every fish you put in. That's really, really good. And the second thing is that they increase the amount of iron or stone you can produce every time you produce this. I was taken aback in the beginning when I saw this, and I thought I must have remembered it wrong, because I remember it was 1800, it wasn't 3300. And I look at the Wikipedia sites and I realized that this was indeed a patch, but they never brought that up. It was a simple one line that they've increased the rates on the quarry and the foundry. So what that means is that you'll feel, as long as you're in the fish, that they'll take more fish to keep running at the same rate, but they'll give you more iron and more stone. And that's always been a concern for me, because getting enough lumber or wood was never a problem. You have 2 sawmills. They do make a lot of wood quite quickly, but not stones and iron. So for people who never use the foundry or quarry, use them more often. You will notice that you will get much more of these resources. Better in both ways, speed and efficiency. So, okay, I think that's pretty much all they've really updated that I think it's valuable. And for the other part of this video will be more about me, not so much about this event. So I started making these videos in the beginning because I couldn't find any resource on Seaport. It was a fun game. It's interesting. But I go on Wikipedia, those 2 not Wikipedia, but there's 2 wikis that try to duel it out and didn't know which one was newer, which one's updated. The information was a little bit scattered around different sites, and I had to go to 2 to basically try to put up what's actually happening. And even then, they were usually not updated until whiles later. And over time, Seaport game.wikia.com, I guess if you will, lack of a better word, won at this, and they are now much more there's much more content in this website. And before, where I actually had to go and figure out what's actually happening, I had to check everything in the Seaport game to make sure everything's there, nothing's changed, because the patch notes released by the developer usually isn't enough to explain everything, and you can't. There's just only so much space. But look at contracts. I think it was 2 days or even 1 day after it was released, I come on here and everything's here. Makes me suspect if these are the developer figuring this is the best way to release content out here for everyone that wants to know can actually reach it without putting on the patch notes. I mean, there's a lot of work creating these images. I don't think a fan or just someone can just get access to these images that easily. But I mean, it's a very well good way to spread information for people who do want it. And I really applaud whoever is doing this. Could be that company, maybe just a really, really happy fan under this username. I do not know how to say this. But he was the founder of this wiki and also contributed a lot to this and really make this game much more easier to understand and what to do. This plays a huge role in determining if the missions are worth it or not. Even just knowing to find a reward. But with that said, it seems like the wiki is much stronger nowadays. And not to mention the Facebook group, which they seem to be very well prepared. I've seen people sharing screenshots of where to go, what gives them the most benefit of their ships and time, just like the analysis I have been doing in some of my previous videos. So I think now Seaport has a much more information wiki sharing, that people that want to know what's the best way to use the resource or plan like 3 or 4 future steps ahead can do so. And that was my hope that that's what's going to become to. And now I see that actually being completed. And I feel that my videos are no longer crucial. They might be still good to many of you who liked and shared my videos actually with other fellows. Yes, I'm extremely thankful for that. But it seems that people can share much more information that wasn't available before, and I can withdraw myself from making these videos. I'm not exactly sure if I will withdraw making any videos in the future. However, I will actually stop playing a bit more, as it seems the events does not require a certain level to achieve. So I can still bring you the same content if I feel there's not enough explanation or understanding of what people think they should do with their ships or fleet in the future. But that I have not determined if I want to do or not. So to basically sum this up, I feel the wiki really has gone up a few tiers of quality. These qualities are on events and rewards are very on time. They're very good now. They're very high quality, even with that patch. The buildings, where is it? It was buildings. It's here somewhere. Production buildings. I thought this would not be upgraded, but it was. It was upgraded meticulously. I couldn't see any error from what I know with my in-game numbers. This is really good. And I think for anyone that's actually interested in watching my videos and understanding what to do, you should go on this wiki to actually learn about how things are, because that's where I get my source of knowledge from. And you can do that too. So I'm very happy that this wiki is up and running, despite mostly updated by this person whose name I don't know how to say. I mean, there's Miriam for edits, really. But if you see something, you put up on here, and everyone can benefit. And I think this wiki really sums up my goal of making Seaport much more understandable. And whoever this person contributed this wiki, again, I'm very thankful for that, because without him, all this information most likely would not be here. Whether it's a company employee or it's just a very dedicated fan. So I think that sums up this video. You can always leave your comments below. I mean, I don't know if my videos have made it not much of a difference after this is updated. Before this wiki was here, I know it was really hard to get information, but after this Wikipedia and I see Facebook people discussing strategies, I feel more confident that I can stop making these videos, and people will be just as well informed if not better, with all these information and discussion that takes place between players. So thanks again. Thanks for watching my videos. I'm happy that you guys left comments or even watching the video to show that you actually enjoyed it. So keep sending your ships out, keep leveling, and have a great time. Thanks.